Hey everybody, welcome to another Heroes of the Storm video. Welcome to another best of 3 at the mYinsanity-VersaSPhere Invitational. The last two games that we had were the first rounds in the winner bracket, where Nexo, the team of Lucifron and Vortex, was trying to deal with Team Empire, and it was a really close series in the end. At some point it really looked like the Spanish team would be able to defeat Team Empire and advance in the winners bracket, but at the end of the best of 3, Empire took it with a 2-1, and then Nexo has now to play in the losers bracket. And their opponent is Team MouseSports. MouseSports in the winner bracket had to deal with mYinsanity, who's probably at this point the best team that we have in Europe, at least the team that is very consistent with their winning streaks and is very dominant in the entire European scene. But of course, with the small beta scene that we, or the alpha scene that we currently have, there's really still a lot of room to improve, and a lot of the teams are just trying to keep up, close that gap, and then finally get ahead and maybe take down mYinsanity, dethrone them, and crown themselves as the superior team in Europe. That's of course one of the things that MouseSports, formerly known as Team Coinflip, is trying to do as well. The match against mYinsanity showed that they still have a bit of a way to go there. They lost it without taking a single map and got demolished by mYinsanity, but now they find themselves in the losers bracket, going up against Nexo, trying to advance, and then going up against the loser of mYinsanity and Team Empire, the two teams that are currently trying to fight it out in the winners bracket. If you want to have a closer look at the bracket itself, then go to versasphere.net. The link then will later also appear in the video itself, in the in-game client, so that you have an idea of how exactly that tournament came to pass, what the teams are currently going through, and you can also have a look at the leaderboards over there. There's a forum that you can check out as well, and all of the videos from the tournament games are uploaded there too, and linked in the VOD section. We're going now into the game between the team of Lucifron and Vortex, Nexo and MouseSports. They were formerly known, as mentioned before, as Team Coinflip, currently trying to establish themselves in the European scene. It's of course a little bit early still, but the competitive scene is growing, and we have a lot of the big teams picking up players and trying to make an early start into Heroes of the Storm. This match now in the losers bracket is going to determine who of the two teams is already out of the tournament and who will get another shot at taking the crown here. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, game number 1 between Nexo and Team MouseSports. And it's game time, and game number 1 between MouseSports and Team Nexo. And just going over the team compositions before we go into the actual game, we have currently for MouseSports on the Brightwing, Cookie; on Falstad, Kidagakash; we have on Uther, Blackmoor. Sonya is being played by LZ Gamer, who's apparently playing as a ringer for MouseSports here. Usually he's part of Team Snowflake, named after his very own cat, a team with Idra, Sheth, and other players that you might know from the StarCraft 2 scene. Tychus is being played by Ficamp, and one of the players that is currently missing from MouseSports are both the captain and Ali, one of their normal players. We have with Blackmoor one of the substitutes, or one of the substitutes currently playing for the team. Carreon, the team captain, is not part of today's composition, and well, let's see how well they can do against Team Nexo, the Spanish team, with Lucifron playing the Arthurs, Enro on Vala, Vortex on Tacit. We have Whipshout on Malfurion, and LOL versus XD on the Carrigan. Going briefly over the compositions, we have a double healer comp running for MouseSports with the Brightwing and the Uther, and one of the big comps that we have these days is Brightwing and Falstad. Very mobile on the map. We have the Falstad with a fly-in; he can fly anywhere on the map in just a second, and Brightwing with a blink can just blink straight to him. Both heroes have on level 1 a talent that's called Bribe, where you can start to bribe mercenaries after you've taken down a certain amount of creeps on the map, and that's why this combination is very strong, because you just jump to locations on the map. As soon as a mercenary camp is up, you bribe them, you take them, and then you go back on lane. So it's something that especially Team Snowflake has introduced, and they've been playing very successfully with it. Now we have MouseSports running the exact combo. We have Sonya for the initiation with the Leap Blade at Tychus as the main DPS. So a well-rounded team with a double healer to back them up, and one of the parts of course that we have is the attempt to get the map control with the Brightwing Falstad combo. For Team Nexo, we have a very solid lineup as well. We have Tacita as the kind of support, kind of damage hero. It's an absolutely amazing hero. With the Storm he does the damage, with the shield he helps out his team. The Arcane ability as the ultimate is also absolutely incredible. We have Arthurs at the front for initiation with the Howling Blast, and the, of course, Sustain here, a bit of a bruiser. He's really the tank of the team, with Enro in the back as the Vala, the main range DPS. With Carrigan, we have then another initiation with the Ravage, can go in in and use the Primal Grasp and the Impaling Blades to lock heroes down so that Vala, Tassadar, and also the rest of the team get their damage in. Whip Shout on the Malfurion is the main healer for the team here. And, well, I wouldn't be surprised to actually... Well, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly he picks as his ultimate, because I think that it would be a great move for him to get Tranquility here, considering that they don't have another healer in the team, not the Silence. Depends a bit on what kind of combo you go for. Personally, I love Malfurion Silence. It's a great ability, and I lost more than only one game to Malfurion being able to sneak into the midst of our ranks, getting his Silence off, and suddenly for the next few seconds you just can't use any of your abilities. But I feel that with this composition that we see here, Malfurion with Tranquility would be the way to go. So we're going to jump into the game now away, and we have to the left side in blue team MouseSports, as already mentioned, with LZ Gamer here as the ringer, and the two players of the normal lineup missing. Blackmore, the substitute, is therefore playing for his team. To the right side we have the Spanish Armada, or the Spanish Inquisition if you so want, with Lucifron on the Arthurs here, already showing off his skin. We have Dark Malfurion for Whip Shout. Tassadar is taking top lane. And this is actually a very nice team that we have there with a lot of ganking potential. Karrigan and Arthurs could just roam the map and try to get their kills off. Howling Blast, Primal Grasp, Impaling Blades. That's a lot that you can just lock down in hero, and I think that's exactly what they're going to try for. A bit of a gankier squad here on the map. And already the team getting in position. We have Enro moving up to the mid lane as long as there are no creeps. There's no real lane experience to be gotten. So he's just trying to help out if there is going to be a gank. The Tassadar on the top lane, already waiting on his wolf here, and just waiting for the next creep line. Here we go with Lucifron and LOL versus XD, the Karrigan Arthurs combo, waiting for a kill. Blackmore in the middle is their target on the Uther, and they're jumping in. Here comes the Primal Grasp, the Howling Blast following things up. Blackmore doesn't stand a chance, goes down immediately, and an early first blood for Team L Nexo. For a second it looked like LZ Gamer and Fightcamp on the Tigers would be able to help out, maybe get a counter kill, but then in the end they had to move back, so no chance for them to turn things around here. And the early kill against the Uther, of course, a great start for Nexo. They have another attempt of catching Fightcamp, but he dashes away as Karrigan approaches with Lucifron tailing just close behind, trying to get the Howling Blast in. Down on the bot lane, the attempt to take down Kuki. Immediately the jump here, Vala is moving in. We have the grenade by Fightcamp, and Kuki just barely survives. The Bright Wing here, surprised by this attack. Lucifron moving in with the Howling Blast. LOL versus 60 with another Ravage, and here comes the Primal Grasp, takes down the Tigers. And wow, this is really just Team L Nexo going ham on MouseSports now. So much aggression by them. This combination between Karrigan and Arthurs is just so strong. We have so much lockdown. You have also the initiation with the Karrigan, and then the follow-up with the Arthurs. That's just so difficult to deal with. The Shrine taken down at the bottom and in the middle. They could go for the Dragonite, but at the same time another attempt to take down Kuki. The Brightwing dies. Lucifron moving back, followed by LZ Gamer, but LZ Gamer can't really get him. Might die here as well and goes down against Vala. Enro with another kill. Very well done. At the same time, the Dragonite fall. Nexo is already wreaking havoc in the middle, punting the Tigers away and going straight ham on the wall, trying to take down both towers here. What an amazing start for Nexo. 4 kills against 0, and they are able to catch the first Dragonite. Very well done here. The initiation by Arthurs and Karrigan, great, and then the follow-up with the Vala down at the bottom lane was especially there, taking out. Here's Cookie in trouble again, caught by the Howling Blast, goes down. The Dragonite battling his axe and splitting his skull right away. The Fairy Dragon with no chance to escape. We have at the same time now the wall taken down. Another punt by Whip Shout. 3 points right there, and the towers are already gone. So a good first Dragonite for the team. Level 6 against level 4. They are starting to snowball quite a bit here. We have an anti-snowball mechanic in the game that kicks in when you are able to take down a few heroes. So if you are behind in levels and you kill heroes of the opponent's team, you get a lot more experience, and that's one of the ways how you can catch up in the game. It's actually one of the things that teams criticize a lot, because they feel the snowball mechanic is too strong and it's too easy to make comebacks, that early successes in the game and early kills don't really matter as much. As long as the team is able to win a team fight later on, then you are easily just back on the same level as your opponent. So there's always the threat now for L Nexo to get a bit overconfident and losing one of those team fights. Creep cams are taken everywhere. We have the Knights captured for mousesports. LZ Gamer being assisted by especially the Uther. Oh, and Uther goes down to the poison apparently of Arthas and Kerrigan. Both of them running with the Envenom. So another kill here. That's a 6-0 already, as up to the top we have Kidagakash in trouble. Vortex is pushing him back with another storm. Down at the bottom of the map, the Siege Giants foil Nexo are starting to push in and trying to take down another wall. To the top we have the Knights starting to do the same thing with the first wall of the Nexo here. So that's one of the things where Vortex might need a bit of assistance. So far with the storm he's doing quite well against the Knights though. Kerrigan and Arthas are roaming the map and trying to take down a few of the mercenary camps to have more pushing power on the lanes. And the first target for them is the Knights in the middle. We have also now Whipshout just trying to maybe push this back and hold the mid lane. It's just a soaking of experience that's so important. Getting the lane XP is a big deal. Oh, what a great initiation here against Cookie. He goes down again, doesn't stand a chance. Gets entangled by a Whipshout. And then, of course, LOL-VersaSPhere on the carry lane is present with Lucifron to finish him off and lock him down again. It's a great coordination that they have here. Really a nice synergy between the heroes, and also the way that they deal with it. Fightcam is trying to escape as he runs straight into Lucifron and Vortex. LOL-VersaSPhere, and those two with the most kills for the team now. It's absolutely amazing how they're able to dominate the map, and mousesports isn't a lot of trouble here. They are also on level 8 against level 10, another big problem for them. And at this point, they are really being afraid. They need to play passive, as level 10 is already there for Nexo. They have their heroic abilities. They also are about to capture another Dragonite. Both shrines are taken, and LOL-VersaSPhere on the Kerrigan goes for the Dragonite. We have the Archon pushing in against the fort to the top, but still in the middle of the map. The Dragonite, being assisted by Malfurion and Arthas, is starting to go ham once again as Team Nexo converges towards the middle, attempting to take down another 40. LC Gamer moving in, locked down by the Howling Blast. Here comes the route from the Malfurion, trying to do the same thing again, being punted away. 5 heroes mid now for Nexo, and mousesports is trying to somehow defend the fort, but they don't stand a chance here. Level 11 already for Nexo, and still no 10s for mousesports. They are struggling to get their ultimates, their heroic abilities. At this point they can't really fight. They have to sacrifice one fort after another, and Nexo is very well aware of that. They are trying to just converge towards the top now, dropping another fort as long as they have the 10s over their opponent. The 2-level lead and the Dragonite still in the game. At the bottom lane we have Siege Giants pushing for mousesports. Maybe they can take down a few of the structures there, but 2 of their forts are already history. And another attempt to take down Cookie, the Primal Grass, the Storm. Oh, the DPS! The Brightwing is dead once again, caught out of position as the Siege Giants kill the second tower to the bottom of the map and slowly starting to push in against the fort. But if Nexo wants to defend the fort, they can. They just have to move back down now and take that. With level 9 still for mousesports, there's very little for them to do but try to gain the lane experience to finally start catching up, and that's why Kidagakash up at the top is already trying to push them down. Level 10 by now. Once again, fight camp being caught here, and it's slaughter. Like, this is just an absolute disaster for mousesports early on in the game. But well, let's have a look at the talents that we have for the two teams. As you can see, on level 10 we have Blink Heal for the Brightwing, Shock and Awe for the Falstad, Divine Storm for Uther, the Leap for Kerrigan. Tychus is going for the Odin form, hasn't picked yet, but of course there's not really a question about what he's going to do. We see the Army of the Dead for Arthas for the extra sustain, the Strafe for Vala with the DPS, Archon form for Tacita, Tranquility for Malfurion. No silence here, goes for the Tranquility ultimate, and it makes a lot of sense, I feel. We have Storm for Kerrigan, and just overall a very, very dominant and aggressive team combo that we see now for Team Nexo. Also the double Envenom on Kerrigan and Arthas helps, of course, with those early ganks. We even have Adaptation being used here for Kerrigan, so that you can jump the allies with the cooldown, gives you a bit of a path of escape. Kerrigan is very strong in the early game, but sometimes she struggles in the late game to stay alive when there's a lot more damage to be dealt and all the teams have their abilities locked down. But still, at this point, it looks very, very grim for mousesports. The damage that we have, Kerrigan with nearly 10,000, and you can really see that in terms of damage output, there's really nothing to be had for Team mousesports now. Only 3,000 on the Tychus, that's nothing. Every single hero on Team Nexo has more DPS dealt than the main DPS of mousesports, which is absolutely insane. So let's find out if mousesports can bounce back with this. They certainly need a small miracle to make this comeback happen. They need to win a team fight. They need to win a team fight at this point, and it's difficult for them since now, at first it was a problem that they were up against their heroic abilities. Now they finally have their 10, but they're up against level 13. That's not only a 3-level lead for El Nexo, it's also an additional talent for them. And talents are absolutely important. Those are the milestones in the game. When you unlock a new level that gives you a talent, you have a massive lead over your opponent's team, and catching up for MouseSports is going to be quite the challenge. It's going to be super important that they win in one of the team fights and get their combo down with a leap on the Sonya and the shock and awe on Kidakakash, with the Odin even chipping in his own damage. And they're trying to do that now in the bottom lane, where we have the Siege Giant push against the wall. We see already LolVerseXD waiting for an Ravage here, and also the Howling Blast of Arthas. Very passive play now by El Nexo for just a second. They're staying behind the Siege Giants. They want MouseSports to engage and then jump them. They know that they have the Siege Giants working for them. With the extra range, the tower is already going down, and at some point El Nexo will have to engage. But it looks like El Nexo is going to fall back. They're trying to take the next set of Siege Giants down the map. We have also the hard camp, the Knights spawning to the top left. That's one of the things that MouseSports will want to go for. The double bribe, as you can see, we have also here for the Brightwing. Bright already up, and that's the combo that we've been talking about. Now Brightwing can just jump in and bribe those two, but he doesn't, because we have at the bottom another attack. It's a 5 versus 4 now, as Falstad is still missing. Kuki was thinking about jumping in and helping out Falstad with a bribe, but he can't really go for it. He still has those 2 bribe stacks up, can use them for a later mercenary camp. The Falstad is still busy taking down the last of the Knights and finally capturing the camp, but another one spawned to the left. It is the the Siege Giants again, and they are already taken here. They attempt with a Howling Blast. Do we see the follow-up? The Storm, the Ravage, Tiger's down. A great engage by LC Gamer with the leap, but he struggles getting away here. And the shock and awe by Falstad doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough to save Sonya. 2 heroes down for MouseSports. It's a 3 versus 5 at this point, and Brightwing dies again. Oh god, followed by the Uther. Only Falstad alive. Another 4 drops. 14 kills against 0. Level 15 versus 12. 3 forts against 6. This is absolutely brutal. If you have kids watching this, then make sure that they are not underage, because I don't think this is legal in a lot of countries, what's currently happening in this match. We have LolVerseXD trying to capture the top shrine so that they can get another Dragon Knight. He even ignores the Knights pushing in the wall. Doesn't matter too much for him. Probably going to take those down before he goes straight towards the middle, where we have Lucifron capturing another Dragon Knight. MouseSports completely timid now, and I don't blame them. What are they supposed to do at this point? They are 3, nearly 4 levels down. They have lost 3 forts. They didn't get a single kill in the entire game. There's just so much control that El Nexo is currently executing. 3 Dragon Knights in a row, and MouseSports wasn't even close to capturing one of the Dragon Knights. So Lucifron is starting to push in with his team once more, and MouseSports, they are waiting for a miracle. They need an opportunity. They need one of El Nexo's players to overextend, take him down, and then maybe turn the fight into a 5 versus 4. That might give them a chance to get a team wipe, get closer in the gaps. We have level 16 now, the additional talent for El Nexo once again. The Storms go in, the last force, the keeps here about to fall, and once that you lose your keeps, the last fortification before the core is being attacked, your opponent's team is spawning catapults on the map. The shock and awe doing some damage, but not nearly enough. Tigers is already down. MouseSports is relying on 4 players against 5, losing that fort here. And this game so far isn't even close. We have El Nexo completely snowballing here. And MouseSports caught off guard here against mYinsanity. They were not able to win a map. The former team coin flip has realized in this game that they still need to practice and to try and keep up with the rest of the European scene. Against El Nexo, they are trying, of course, to now make this comeback happen and advance in the losers bracket. But the Spanish team is doing a great job here at dominating the first map here on Dragonshire and are pushing now up to the top 4. So Lucifron's team, they weren't too happy with their loss against Team Empire. They were very close and nearly defeated the Russian team with a 2-1, but then in the end they made a few mistakes and suddenly got backdoored. It was the core that dropped for them and not for Empire, so it was a 2-1, and they find themselves in a loser bracket, but they are eager to go up towards the next round of the tournament, and that's exactly what they're currently trying to achieve with this. And it's a dominant performance that we see against MouseSports. Every single mercenary camp spawning on the map is immediately a target for Nexo, and it's difficult for MouseSports to engage and contest it. Level 17 against level 14, 12 minutes into the game. It looks like MouseSports is going to suffer a loss on the first map. Will then have to win 2 in a row to advance. We have the engagement towards the middle. There are 2 siege giants already. Another Howling Blast, this time not hitting home. Lucifron missing this one. But we have LolVerse60 looking for another Ravage in Primal Grass. Not overextending just yet though. And as you can see, the easy camp up here is ready, so they're getting another siege giant camp, and that means that they have 6 active siege giants on the map. That's absolutely incredible for the team. They're looking for a position. They don't even have to engage. They don't even have to engage. They can wait for MouseSports to make a move and to go outside of the tower range to just start fighting them, since 6 siege giants will drop structures within seconds, as you can see here. So MouseSports has no chance but at some point to engage. But how do you do it? Who's the one to initiate? Is it going to be LZ Gamer with the lead? He kind of has to. But which hero do you try to trap? Nexo knows that LZ Gamer is the threat now, so they don't cluster up too hard. Actually, at this point, they're even baiting him a bit. But they are always moving to the left, moving to the right, trying to catch a Howling Blast, and there it is. Odin on the Tychus. The Tychus being dropped. LZ Gamer with a stun, the Shock and Orb and Forset following it up, but LZ Gamer already dropped. The rest of Team MouseSports on the run. Blackmoor about to die on the Uther. Falstad. Kida Kakashi's moving back with a barrel roll. Brightwing is caught, and it's a 3 versus 5 again with the fort already down. The Siege Giants moving towards the core, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it. Catapults are pushing in the middle of the map. We have Kida Kakashi fight camp and Blackmoor trying to prevent the worst, but it's already too late. This is game GG as Nexo with 17 kills to 0 and a 3-level lead demolishes Team MouseSports and takes the first win in the best of 3 series. What an incredible game by Team Nexo. It's the Spanish Inquisition there. They are ruthless, merciless, and show no mercy whatsoever. We have 22,000 damage dealt on Kerrigan and only 8,000 here on Malfurion, but he makes up for it with 30,000 hit points healed, out healing everybody else in the entire game. But just to showcase this once again, the best hero in terms of damage for Team MouseSports was Kida Kakashi on the Falstad with 16,000, and he is matched by Arthas, by Vala, nearly, by Tacita, and by Kerrigan. So the DPS just way too much. It's 17 kills against a 0 and the 1-0 in the best of 3 series. With us, of course, jumping now straight into game number 2. Keep in mind that if you want to have a closer look at the grid, at the brackets, you should go to www.versasphere.net. The brackets are all up there. There's also all of the VODs listed of all the matches, and you can sign up with your team for the European or the North American divisions if you want to play in the games. But we are going into game number 2 between Nexo and MouseSports, and going to find out if MouseSports can start a comeback on the second map.